everybody, welcome back to the Utopia show. I am your host Faria, and today I am going to speak on a topic which is caring for yourself in a hyper connected world. We kind of live in a world where thousands of things are competing for your attention: algorithms, reels, messages, notification, and you chose to be here now, and that's what really matters. And so, thank you for that too. So today's topic, as I said, it's caring for yourself in a hyper-connected world. And if you have ever felt emotionally drained by, endless scrolling, mentally foggy after jumping between five tabs, or simply overwhelmed by everything, this one is for you. We are going to slow it down. We're talking about attention, burnout, nervous system healing, presence, and tiny rituals of peace that help you come back home to yourself, no matter how noisy the world gets. So find a cozy space. Make your cup of chai, or lie on your bed, or look out of the window. And you don't need to do anything for the next hour. Just breathe and listen and just be there. So let's just begin the topic. We are more connected than ever in this age of overstimulation. At any given moment, we can text someone across the world, check the news, find a recipe, take a selfie, and even get a work email all in one sitting. But here's the question: if we are always connected, why do we feel so disconnected from ourselves? The answer lies in overstimulation. You see, our nervous system wasn't designed for this kind of intensity. We were built to respond to slow sensory signals, sounds in nature, the rise and fall of daylight, the warmth of fire. Now, we get pinged every second, and our attention it's fractured into a million micro alerts. And the cost of that, number one, is shorter attention spans. Number two is chronic anxiety. Number three is mental fatigue. Number four is emotional numbness. Number five is the hollow sense of being busy but not being fulfilled. So the first step in caring for yourself in this hyper-connected world is acknowledging that your system is overwhelmed and that it's okay to admit it. Now inhale for uh, 4 times and hold it for 4 times and just exhale it out. Now once more, do it once more and let your shoulders drop, let your jaw unclench. You don't need to carry the whole workload and internet and everything inside you. You just have to be yourself and acknowledge and be honest that your system is overwhelmed. So we live in a world, in a culture where being reachable is equivalent to being responsible. Now we answer emails and texts at midnight. We check DMs during meals. We feel guilty if we take too long to reply, and we have somehow convinced ourselves that being on all the time makes us good, dependable people. But here's the truth: your worth is not measured by your response time, and the constant accessibility, it's not sustainable. Now it leads to resentment, burnout, and a blurry line between life and performance. Now let's just flip the narrative. What if what if not replying immediately is an act of self-trust? What if turning your phone off is a boundary that protects your peace? What if the people who truly cares for you understand when you say, I'm resting today, I will reply tomorrow? So you don't need to be a digital first responder. You're allowed to take space and still be loved. And so you need to reclaim your own attention span. So let's just talk about attention. Not the kind we get from others, but the kind we give ourselves. Your attention that you give to yourself is sacred, it's your life force. And in today's world, it's also the most targeted commodity. So how do we reclaim our attention? Number one is start with one moment a day. Decide that for 10 minutes, even just 10 minutes, you will not consume, you will not respond, or you will not check your emails. You will simply do what you need to do in the morning. So start with one moment a day. So drink number one is drink your tea slowly. Number two, watch sunlight on your wall. And then um, number three, write a few words. Four, stare at the ceiling, or maybe look outside in the nature, and then feel your breath. Now, this is not luxury. This is nourishment. You're taking care of yourself. You're starting things one at a time. You're not consuming anything outside of your environment. You're not checking your phone. You're not checking the notifications. You're not replying to emails. You're not getting started. You're not starting with your work. You're just being there in the moment, and that is how you reclaim your own attention. You become more self-aware to yourself. Number two is digital detox. Maybe you could try micro detox. Now, not everyone can disappear for a week, but you can create windows. Now, you can at least make sure that you wouldn't check phone in the first 30 minutes after waking. Maybe like no social media after 9 p.m. or putting your phone in another room while you journal. Now, your attention, it deserves a home, and that home is you. So, in the previous episode, I've talked about how journaling is an important factor. So, here's one journaling form that you might like to think and reflect on. Or maybe record a voice a note, or maybe you could write it down too. So, take a moment, and here's the prompt: where is my attention going most? And is it serving me? Let the answer surprise you. Be honest when you write it down. Is it um is it yours doom scrolling or anything other than that? Write it all down, and then try to find a solution for it. Try to figure out a solution and how you could work on it and how you could be a better person. Next, let's talk about something deeper, something that many of us feel, but few of us say out loud. Emotional loneliness. You could be texting 10 people on 3 group chats, posting stories, reacting to memes, and still feel completely unseen. Because connection isn't about volume, it's about depth. We've replaced full conversations with one word replies. We double tap instead of ask, how are you really? We curate versions of ourselves online and forget what it's like to be fully human in someone's messy presence. So here's the gentle reminder: real connection begins when you are fully connected to yourself. It looks like sitting with your feelings instead of silencing them, asking yourself deeper questions, creating friendships where you do not need to keep on being active or keep on checking on them or keep on replying or saying, I need support without shame. Now, self care means relearning how to belong yourself. So you're not always searching for it in others. Now, let's just turn everything into practical things. You do not need like a retreat or a cleaning session or anything like that. You need sustainable habits that fit into your real, messy, overstimulated life. Now, here are like 8 tiny but like powerful practices that you might like to give it a try, maybe give it a thought at least. You know, so number one, as I said, tech-free mornings. Protect the first 30 minutes or even like an hour, 1 hour, 60 minutes of your day. like it's like your mental sanctuary. Don't let the world's noise shape your mood. um you do not need to check on anything. You do not really need to worry about anything. Make sure that at least that first 30 minutes of your day is tech free. You would feel more relaxed, you would feel more calm, you would feel that you're present in the moment. Number 2 is digital detox. Now, maybe in this case, pick one day a week to go screen free for a few hours, like read, paint, nap, touch the grass, or just exist. Make sure you do not check your emails on your laptop or maybe reply to people. Do not do that for a few hours. Make sure maybe it could be a Friday, maybe it could be a Sunday, Saturday, any day of the week. And make sure you do not use your phone or anything or go screen free for at least for a few hours, and do the things that you truly enjoyed, whether it's reading, whether it's painting, or taking an afternoon nap, or maybe just going out in the nature and observing things around you and trying to exist and try to exist there. And number 3 is mindful transition. Pause before jumping from one task to another. You if you have replied to one email, you do not have to worry about the second email. Just pause before you jump to another task, before you jump into replying to another email or write another email. Maybe you could just close your laptop, wait for a while, inhale and exhale. Maybe walk around your room or go out for a while for maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or maybe eat something. Or maybe just journal or reflect, like name one thing that you're grateful for. Make sure the transitions that you're making in between of your tasks helps you to feel relaxed. You do not really need to hurry, or you do not need to keep on jumping from one task to another and be pressured under it. Make sure the transitions are that you're doing is completely honest, and they make you feel aware of the things around you. You do not have to be under the pressure of doing the next task or replying to the next email. Just be at peace. Just try to exist before you jump onto the next task. Number 4, I am not available right now is equivalent to a full sentence. Set out your replies, maybe. Create clear expectations with others and mean it. If, like, after 9 p.m., you do not want to speak to anybody, you do not want to reply to anything, make sure you follow that. Even if you don't want to let anybody know, make sure that at least you follow that thing of yours, that you do not want to text anybody after 9 p.m. You do not want to check social media after 9 p.m. Or you do not want to reply to emails or talk to anybody on phone after 9 p.m. Make sure that it is a boundary that you're creating for yourself. Make sure that you have a clear expectation, a clear boundary, at least for yourself, and try to make it sense. Try to make it into fact. Make sure you really, really mean it when you say that. Number 5 is tactile rituals. Now reconnect with your senses. Reconnect with the things that you truly enjoy doing. Maybe, you could light a candle. You could touch the soil. You could knead a dough. Take a warm shower. Your body remembers peace. So do the things that you truly enjoy. Maybe instead of using brush to paint, maybe you could use your fingers to make some sort of different unique patterns when you're painting. Or maybe you could do some sort of pottery or ceramics, or maybe do something that brings or like reconnects you with your senses, that makes you feel more alive. So yes, tactile rituals are very, very, very important. Number 6 is protect your night. Now, 1 hour before bed, As I said, 9 p.m., no texting, no checking on social media, no emailing, no work, just relax. 1 hour before bed is equivalent to no intense input, no news, no fights, no doom scrolling. Just don't You do not need to check anything, you do not need to watch the news. You do not have to do that after 9 p.m. Make sure you at least protect your night. Maybe of instead you could use that time to at least write or journal, or maybe read, do something that really makes you feel happy. Maybe if you want, you could just put a face mask if you really want to take a break or just relax. Do that, but make sure you're not making yourself feel pressurized under anything. You are not scrolling social media, or you're not checking up email, or don't do all of that. Make sure you protect your night at least 1 hour before you sleep. Make sure you do not have any intense input inside you, or you do not have make sure you do not work on anything. Just be yourself. Maybe reflect, journal, do anything, but nothing intense. No news, no fights, no doom scrolling, no fights in the news. Do not worry about anything of that. Just make sure that you at least protect your night. Number 7 is slow content diet. Follow creators. Okay, this is different, but make follow creators in your social media who nourish you, unfollow ones who make you feel anxious, or makes you feel, oh, is my life isn't perfect, everyone in social media is having the most perfect life, and I want to live I want to live a life like that, but then how can I even achieve that? Or maybe having those self-doubts. So maybe I'm not just going the wrong path. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe, having doubts is fine. Considering your life choices, goals, and everything is fine. But make sure you do not compare your life with someone you see on social media. Just because someone is traveling, maybe, you do not really have to hurry yourself to travel. You still have time. You still have time. Make sure you just feel better about yourself. Make sure you do not compare your life with anybody else. It's your life. You need to work hard. You need to keep on moving. Maybe the path to your goals is different than the path for someone else. So make sure you do not compare yourself. Follow creators who nourish you. Maybe follow creators who make healthy food, who make good food, something that is nutritious for you. Or maybe follow Instagram content creators who give you good self-help advices, but make sure you follow not too many, just few of them. And also maybe make sure you, even though you might like to follow news and everything, but make sure that you are not putting yourself out there and be like, oh, do I have to I'm worried about that. Make sure you do not worry yourself by looking at news at night, because sometimes you would feel that intense input, maybe seeing those news and like those fights in the news or anything of that. Make sure at least you are protecting your night so that there's no intense input. Caring about people is also important, but make sure that you are also nourishing yourself. You're making that you're letting your nervous system wind down. You are caring for yourself. You are taking care of your body, your health, and that is also important. And that would work only if you make sure the things that you're doing, the creators that you're following on Instagram, or maybe on any social media platforms, are the ones who truly makes you feel valuable, who truly makes you feel calm, who makes you feel that you truly are doing a great job. So make sure you have a slow content diet. um, and then the eighth one is offline joys. Now list like 5 things you truly love doing that don't involve like a screen. Now go to one today. Maybe it could be art, maybe it could be writing. Maybe when I talk about writing, it's not about writing on your laptop or maybe on your notes app on your phone. Maybe not that. Take a sheet of paper, write something, a journal maybe, or maybe go out for a walk, hang out with your friends, meet your friends, family members. Just do something that doesn't involve a screen. Now, sometimes, you know, um, maybe when you work and everything, there are times where your workload and everything it just feels too much for you. And so what do? Sometimes everything just feels none of these like things feel possible in any way. You feel too tired, too overstimulated, too scattered. So what then? You then you return to the smallest most human thing. Just drink water, stretch, go for an exercising session, do yoga, meditate, look at the sky, talk to someone who feels like home, write down and journal, or write down and reflect on one thing you did right today. Because real care is not about perfect routines. It's about meeting yourself when you are there. Maybe say to yourself that you're doing okay, you're allowed to slow down, and that is so important. Now let's just close with a few reflections, okay? If you have journal nearby, write it down. If not, just think gently, reflect on it. Number one is, what kind of noise am I ready to let go of? Is it like self doubt that you have, or maybe there are people, or maybe there's construction nearby that's going on. Maybe for that you need some peaceful sleep. Maybe get noise canceling headphone, or just make sure that you kind of close all the windows and sleep properly. Have some peace for yourself. Um, or maybe do something that makes you feel better at that point at that period. So yeah. Number two is, what part of me feels overconnected and what part feels unseen. Third is, what does home within myself feel like? Number four, what are three offline things that always make me feel grounded? Number five, if I protected my peace like a secret temple, what would change? These are five journal prompts that I want you guys to reflect on. These are few reflections that you guys should definitely do. And if you have a journal, just write it down, or if not, just think, okay? Now, this world, it moves fast, but you don't have to. You can just slow down, take a break, care for yourself. You're not a machine. You're not a productivity app. You are a human being, soft, flawed, brilliant, growing up. And in a hyper-connected world that thrives on your attention, the most radical thing that you could do is give it back to yourself. And like, care for yourself. Take some time out for yourself. Do the things that you truly enjoy. So, thank you so much for listening to this episode. I'm super glad that you guys are here. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, might follow me at Farias Utopia. And thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead.